Hello, folks.
Hello, hello, you.
Freedom
Hey!
Day.
Welcome,
Happy,
welcome, welcome.
Second day of
In the chat.
lockdown.
Freedom Day, honestly.
You'll see that today we're joined by the very special and very gorgeous Miss Hattie Hayridge.
Hooray!
Hurrah!
And she has taken on the bookcase challenge in spades here.
Yeah, yes.
And she's read every one of those books that you can see behind you.
Yeah, God, it's been hard work in the lockdown trying to get through all this lot.
What are you reading
That's
now?
the only
Hats?
one I got left now.
What's that one you're reading now?
It's Gulliver's Travels. That's why it's bigger than all the others, actually.
Oh, okay. That's why it doesn't quite fit in.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't fit in the shelf.
No.
Yeah.
It's left a gap now in your bookshelf, hasn't it? Behind your head.
Well, there you are. Folks. A bit of glamour for your Sunday afternoons instead of the three old fogies.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of talent in.
Oh, I say.
Salt Lake City. Hi from Salt Lake City, guys.
Florida, hello guys.
Sheffield, Florida.
Are you locked down in Florida?
Hi, Simon in Sheffield.
Yeah, it's gone lockdown again, Florida-wise, hasn't it, guys?
Yeah. Manhattan, hi.
Hi, man.
On the other hand, it's doing very well from what I can hear.
Holland.
Hello.
Canberra, hey, our Aussie friends back in again. You're so good staying up at this time of night.
Yeah, Adelaide.
Hey.
Adelaide. Blackpool.
Lockdown where
Seattle.
bang's got to be Godzone.
Oh, and a mank. Yay.
Poughkeepsie, New York. Hello from Poughkeepsie. I always love that name.
California.
Oh, that is a great name, isn't it?
Poughkeepsie's a great name, isn't it?
Yeah.
California, you are in lockdown. You've been very naughty boys, and you've all got to go back home and lock up again.
Yorkshire, I'm staying up for you guys.
The Yorkshiremen are staying up.
Seattle.
Seattle, there's Leeds, more Yorkshire. Poughkeepsie, great name.
Where was it?
Terrible city. Okay, stay indoors at
Phoenix.
night.
Where was it?
Phoenix.
Phoenix was from in New York.
Landudno, you can't go to town. Bad luck.
Landano, one of my favourites.
Emily.
Another California. Well, that's fantastic.
Machynlleth. Yeah, I saw that last week from Machynlleth. I come from Cairns, originally Tequila. My little village is 20 miles down the road from you, Cairns.
Cheryl, lockdown in Leicester. Bad luck.
Oh, hello, up in Fife, and so sorry your pubs haven't opened yet, you poor fools. No, I don't know how long ours are going to be open, really, do we? Yeah, so
No.
take advantage of
No,
it.
judging by
I'm not
Nice
from
one.
Nostar to all our Welsh friends. Or Borada, I should say.
Okay, guys, well, let's get kicking off.
We're 180. Keep coming.
I'm very surprised you're not all out in some beer garden.
They are. They're showing this in all the pubs.
Today we'll be doing Parallel Universe. That shows 6 from season 2 and the lovely Hattie's first appearance. There may be kissing and cursing, so if you don't like that kind of stuff.
Lucy, thank you for reminding us that not everybody drinks. It is this banterish, boyish assumption, and it's very disgusting.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Thank you for pulling us up on that.
Yeah. Okay, guys, are you all lined up?
Starting from the beginning, Molly, we thought this time we'd go mad. Just, go for it. Start from the beginning. What do you think?
Yeah, the beginning's a bit more ill-defined than normal, isn't it? Because we don't have the opening titles as such.
Oh, well, I still think you should press play and go from there.
Okay, so in 3, 2, 1, press. Right, you've got the front of the Red Dwarf coming towards you.
I have.
The music playing. And then we go to Ed's Top of the Pops number.
Yes, here we go. A massive moment. It was quite hard to shoot this because we didn't really have the time. Shooting dance routines takes a little bit longer than you'd normally imagine. But hey.
Yeah, well, I think the idea for this came because, I think Danny kind of twisted our arm.
Yeah, I think so.
How did you get Norman's ears to wiggle like that?
Yes. Now, my recollection is black gloves.
Black gloves. Topo Gigio trick.
Him doing it himself.
Yeah.
So I think when Charles Hawkins was there on Queeg, Danny said, "Look, we've got to do a musical number."
Yeah.
And we thought, well, we have got a West End dancing, singing star,
Yeah.
and we got a great choreographer. We might as well do it, and so we did.
But then you get Craig and Chris, who are not, you know, in any way professional dancers.
No, they were good
Bring them
actually.
into a full number. I mean, they are.
I think that's a testament to Charles Hawkins. Really.
I'll explain my background on a
Yes.
quiet moment, folks. It is relevant. I'll tell you later. What I love about this, and just watching it again, this is actually insane. This is already an incredibly complicated half-hour sitcom script.
Yeah.
It's going to be murder to shoot in 2 days. Yeah, let's never mind about that. Let's just put a 3-minute full-on variety sequence at the top of it, which will take over half a day to shoot. Let's just go for. I mean, the confidence and the just up and Adam bollocks all out of this episode is extraordinary.
So I didn't go to the recording of this, I don't think, Ed. Where did you shoot it?
Well, we shot it in the studio. We had to, and obviously there
In
was
Manchester.
Yeah. But there's a budgetary concern, so that's why it's scaffolding.
In the same studio, Ed, or did they give you a second studio for that?
I can't remember, but I think it was a special studio.
A nice little note there. Somebody saying Hattie looks younger every time I see her. Yes.
Oh,
Oh, I like
She-
that person.
She has got the
got a
worst
picture in the
painting
loft.
in her attic, honestly. It's
The
just
worst what?
painting.
Oh,
Dorian Gray.
yeah.
Where are you up to now? My phone just.
Oh God, they're in the sleepy quarters, and Chris is on his.
We're on an
his
exercise,
bike.
like 8 or 9 young ladies.
So,
I don't know,
Rob,
can I put sound up? I've seen
Rob,
it.
having been set this request of can we do a dance routine, was that the reason why okay, I know how to do it, we'll do it as a dream sequence? Was that a device for getting it in?
Rob?
Sorry, I was
He's
just
not
doing,
listening.
Hello,
somebody
Rob, we're
saying
doing
2
a show now,
bananas, and
Rob.
it caught my eye. What did you want?
I can't repeat it. I can't repeat it.
Sorry,
I don't
sorry.
bother to partake, Rob. I mean, seriously, what is the point?
Were you watching Seaside Special and then
Yeah.
a special and thought we can't get this in Red Dwarf surely?
It was all Danny's fault.
We did know Hattie before she appeared in this episode. Hattie, tell us how it came about. What happened? So we were looking for a parallel Holly.
Yeah.
Why
I
did
didn't
you
know
find
that
Hattie?
though. I didn't know that.
What happened?
No, I just I was with an agent who I've been with so many agents. Anyway, this was the first agent I was with who had no interest in alternative comedy or anything. So I was tricked into being on his books. Anyway, the script just arrived there, which was fantastic. The script just arrived asking me to be Hilly. And legend has it, you saw me on Friday Night Live about a month before.
I had seen you. Yeah, I used to produce Saturday Live, the first season, and then due to a disagreement with London Weekend, I didn't produce Friday Night Live. But I used to watch it obviously because I loved the show. And I saw first time I ever saw Hattie, she was doing a set on that. And then when this script came up and we needed alternative Rimmer, Lister, and Holly, I just thought Hattie had that same deadpan, better looking than Norman, obviously, more hair.
Yeah.
Generally all around sexier and more lighting up the room. But I thought she had that same deadpan humour, and I thought she'd be a great match for Norman. So we sent the script to her.
Yeah, just straight, not even a come in and see us. It was straight, come and be Hilly. And I don't know.
Apparently,
Did you come in and read Hats, or did you get it straight away? Did we offer it to you?
No, you just offered it to me. I had to audition for series 3 though, ironically. But but for series 2, I just got sent the script.
And apparently that set from Friday Night Live is on YouTube. So
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and on my website as well.
anybody who wants to see what we first saw, you can see it there and see why we thought of Norman.
Oh.
Now,
Yeah, I was deadpan, although in my head I'm speaking really quick.
sorry. No, you are.
Yeah,
When you're on stage, when you're on stage,
it's like
Hattie,
happens. I think it just goes round too much. It
when
comes
you're
out.
on stage, you think you're speaking normal speed. You don't think you're going slow and deadpan.
No, I'm not mad on. I'd love to be Joan Rivers, really. I'd like the fast type of comedy, but that's just not how it comes out. Maybe I'm editing myself all the time. I'm not sure, but yeah. And I remember on Friday Night Live, on Friday Night Live, Ben Elton finished with, when I finished, he said, and we're going to be seeing a lot more of Hattie Hayridge. And then I walked across the camera and he went, yeah, not quite that soon, Hay. So
one of my favourite lines there, Rob.
I was a secretary the year before.
Where's your favourite line?
Lines there, Rob, was you couldn't pull a rotten. Couldn't
Oh,
pull
yeah.
a tooth out of a dead horse's head with that one. I've used that.
Yeah.
That's a great line.
Now, Molly's got an interesting point. She's saying she's always thought that Rimmer's character's out of character here because he's never really been a sex pest. And that's, I don't think it is out of character. I think basically he's got kind of a learned response to women, and he thinks this is how you're supposed to do things. But he's got no idea. I do think, Molly, as you know, that he's asexual, and they do not hook up, do they? Which, you know, if you can't score with yourself, you are this.
Slightly giving the game away here. The reason that Holly was put in the monitor when you cut to in full frame, there's no frame on it, which is an unusual thing. But like, I think the reasoning behind it was that I knew later on that I'm going to have two heads on that screen. So you can see he's got no borders or no framing on his close-up.
And that's the first time you've seen like that, Ed, is it?
Yeah, I did it on purpose so that we could accommodate a wider, screen to keep
Ed,
both Hollies.
When you're preparing for this, you actually plan ahead and think what the future shots will be rather than just...
Excuse me, everyone, I'm just going to call my lawyer.
That's why you're so good, Ed. You're actually working out all the way through to the end.
I love it when Holly gets the countdown wrong. That's a great moment, I think. Under laughed. I thought that was
and the Holly Hop drive, you can tell it's going to be a problem. Simply by the fact you can pick it up and hold it in one hand.
By the way, there was a bit of chat last week about the editing, and somebody I noticed on the chat line had said, was Ed Wooden an online editor or an offline editor? And how sweet and modern you are, because when Ed Wooden and I were working on these things, there was no such thing as an offline editor. They were all online editors.
He did both.
We didn't do offline. It was just one editor.
Yeah, sweet. Well, we got to a stage where we would edit in an offline suite as opposed to an online suite. And we start not around about this time, maybe the next series. There used to be VHS machines that you could edit from one to the other, and that was the beginning of offline editing. Well, so you wind up with a VHS with a cut show on it, and then you have to go and copy it.
Do you remember way back when doing a sitcom was really simple? You just joined up the scenes that you'd shot. We used to have a thing called a Shabarden. Did you ever use that, Ed?
Yeah.
Shabarden was a mini tape machine, and you rolled it round. Where it came to the end of the scene, you put a bit of paper in. It was called papering up. You sat in your office and did it. And then you put the next bit of paper where the join was going to be. And you took the machine down in the edit, and that was it. You just did about 7 of those, and that was your half hour finished.
That was your half hour. And then with this, it became more and more complicated. But of course, the offline editing suite, the VHS machine, although it had burnt-in time code, it wouldn't remember it. There wasn't any way that you could then remove a disc and then stick it into the online suite. So you had to write them all down in 10, 22, 24,
Ed, you and I
10,
both got domestic systems, didn't we? Quite expensive.
And I got one at home, and I started cutting at home,
We used to insist the PAs came to the edit to write all the time codes down suddenly.
Yeah. And then, of course, I'd have to write time codes down when I'm editing. And, of course, I got most of the numbers wrong. So, of course Ed would lose his temper and go, who wrote this down?
It's all coming back. It's all coming back.
Yeah,
here we have.
I just apologise for all that.
Here's the parallel universe, folks.
My first ever.
The Rimmer jokes are... the Ringo jokes are really not right. He is a great drummer.
Not even the best.
In hindsight, it was possibly unfair. So that first shot with you, Hattie.
Is that after his lawyers got in touch with you, Rob?
Yeah.
No,
so
I just think it's fairness.
When we did Queeg, when Queeg and Holly were on the screen, I tried to make them look so that they would look like they were eyelining each other. But with this, it was so much more realised. It was so much more effective to have the two of you looking straight out. And we did try it, but and the two of you looking straight out, particularly with your hair now on the black, it was just perfect. And so that's why you just fired it out the whole way through.
Was like that. My hair was like that before. I came to be oven ready, as Boris might say.
Yeah, absolutely, you were oven ready hair-wise.
Guys, where did the casting come from for parallel.
I think it was Ed who suggested Suzanne, and she was brilliant. She trailed Chris around, sort of copying his mechanisms and his
In rehearsal, she followed around him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Well, she
really
was a
observed.
long-time friend of Ruby's back from Royal Shakespeare Company days. Ed,
Absolutely, yeah. They're still really good friends. Yeah.
Oh, great.
And they, yes, he was from the from RSC days, and Angela. Well, I'd seen Angela in something, and she was really
She was
good.
one of those
It was like a
hospital-
police thing or something.
There's no banana in there. What's going on, Ed?
It's a parallel universe. There's an invisible peach.
Was she in one of the hospital soaps, Ed, I think?
Yes, you're right. You're right.
She's a regular working
Strawberry,
actress.
is it?
Fine. And
She was
Rob,
great as a female lister. Brilliant. She was brilliant.
Brilliant female Lister. And suddenly, all the likable things about Lister become repellent when.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's actually interesting because you think, Lister's the well-adjusted one relatively in terms of his attitude to other people. But even he's, exposed here a bit, isn't he?
Even the scutters, where the female scutter chases the male, very clever.
Yeah, I noticed
Very
that.
clever. A hint.
Well, in this very changed social atmosphere of today, David Wallace is saying, how do you think the sexual politics hold up, watching it now?
It's a little old-fashioned, I would say, but otherwise, I think it holds really well.
I think the gender struggle is a fluid one, and you can't possibly predict back then what we'll be worried about now. This was important then. It was important that men started thinking twice about their attitudes to women, and
in that sense, it was ahead of the movement. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ahead of ladette culture as well.
Yeah.
It was ahead of ladette. I'm repeating myself because I think you can only hear me when my little yellow box thing's on. So
I can hear you all the time, Hat.
can you?
Yeah, all that stuff Ellie said about
I'll
Paul,
say
we heard
more
all that.
then.
Yeah, we heard you being horrible about me. Yeah. And then, I mean, jumping ahead slightly, Rob, but of course the cat, the twist on the cat is just wonderful. Was that an immediate thing, or did you?
Oh, we were just thinking about what can we do for him. I mean, did anyone out there see that come in?
I didn't.
That it would be a dog?
When I read
It's
the
better
script,
as
I
a
never got
dog.
it.
It's much better than if it
Oh,
was.
God, no,
So
most
much
people
better
didn't
than a
speak of it. That's
feline.
good.
I mean, it's just yet again he's thwarted his desperation. And he's thwarted.
Angela delivers this very well as well. He's a dog.
Where did we get him from, the dog?
Have to see dogs.
That's the thing.
Well, again, I know him really well. I mean, he was around regularly. Did we audition for that one, Ed?
I think we did, yeah. But yeah, we knew when we auditioned people, we tended to know who they were. We'd work with them, or there was some connection. I think it was a connection with you.
Oh, well, there you are. Yeah, yes, he auditioned for Morris Minor, which was the
There you go.
Penny Hawk show we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Which
And there, and Danny shamelessly talking to the
I saw him
camera.
afterwards in a musical, Space Vixens or something. He was in a musical.
I think I probably saw him auditioning for Morris Minor, and that's where he came from. Hat, there's a legend that Norman, you wanted to put the kiss marks on Norman's face.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know. I hadn't done any telly really. So I just, they said, oh, we put the kiss marks on Norma. And I said, oh, do I do that? And he went, no, the makeup lady does that.
Oh,
Did the makeup lady kiss him, or did he paint them on?
No, they were painted
the
on by
makeup.
makeup. But I was dead keen for Hattie to do it in Vision, but they're going to be
Easier to
Oh
kiss
no,
them,
it's
wasn't
better
it, than
coming
to
back
paint-
like that.
That is so hard to paint lips on. It must be easier.
Oh, it's
to
not.
kiss
No,
them.
look. It's,
Yes, but you've got lips to go round, Hat. I'm saying Norman's.
Ed, there's a lot of people asking about the cat breaking the fourth wall when he just reacts to camera.
oh yeah.
Yeah, very occasionally, Danny and I couldn't resist it. I said, go on, put it straight in the lens,
Yeah.
make myself look big. And then off. It's too good. You can't resist it.
No, it's good like that. It's good like that.
We did occasionally, Danny and I, plot to play straight into the lens.
If it's good enough, if it's good enough for Shakespeare.
So here's another piece of Howard music, a variation of Tongue Tied on that long, if you're on the same place, on the big ship shot. Two people dancing together. It's difficult to try and cover a dance when there's only three people there. Make it look fun.
No, I'd have joined in. Was this in front of an audience? Because I remember watching it, but I don't remember if it was in front of.
Yeah.
This was
This party reshoot, I think, Ed, was it?
Yeah, this bit I think was in front of the audience. I'm not sure.
I'm guessing the party scene would have been pre-record.
Yeah, you're right. There's lots of smoke in it. No, it must be pre-recorded.
Oh, right.
Oh, is that what you meant? Sorry.
I must have watched it on a monitor. I remember watching it. It must have been a rehearsal. I watched, obviously.
Yeah, but it was interesting that they timed the laughs very well. If this was a pre-record.
H on the drinks, Ed. Class.
Class.
Very
Yeah,
good.
attention to detail.
The horror of Rimmer faced with, as you say, Rob, the ultimate failure of pulling. You can't even pull yourself.
It's definitely a sense of he had this coming. I mean, that's why you kind of set it up so strongly in the first scene. His attitude to women. He's he's got to be heading for a fall. Totty.
No, someone's asking if Arlene was appalling because all alternative Rimmers seem to be appalling, apart from Ace, of course. But no, this is just Rimmer is appalling.
But this Rimmer has no redeeming features. I mean, we all know, for all his appallingness, Chris's Rimmer is actually eventually lovable, whereas this alternate is just. But it is all the cliches. It's just so clever to reverse them like this and show them.
It's very well she did it. She pointed out to the old dude and went, frigid, as if there was somebody actually listening to it.
Great performance from the dog. I thought he was very good.
He had to brandish a huge raw bone. I'm sure these days you would probably have to provide him with a fake one.
Is that real? Is that bone real?
I'm afraid so.
I think it will be, yeah.
Yeah.
What's in the beer, Ed?
Well, there's two types of beer. We would either have non-alcoholic beer. Oh no, there wasn't any in there.
Ginger beer shandy.
No, there wasn't.
It was like a really coloured lemonade. But also, if people had to drink a lot very quickly, what you could do is that you get a pint glass and then you get another smaller glass and stick it upside down inside it. So you just actually have liquid around the outside and it looks like it's falling.
They made a special.
But in this scene, we didn't have any of those.
They made a special. When on the two Ronnies, we always had to have those special glasses because Corbett hated drinking any bulk.
Yeah.
When he had to be, you remember the famous pub scene, the two old boys in the pub.
Yeah.
When he always had a fake glass with something heavy like Guinness in it because it's so thin by the time you poured it into that glass.
Yeah. But
I've done that. If someone wants to do tequila shots, I just chuck it behind me because no one can tell.
Interestingly, you can on camera.
No, I mean in real life.
Oh, sorry.
Groucho, that wall at the back of the bar in the Groucho, Hattie. Now I know.
Or the cappuccino machine. I've done that once.
Hey, it's opening tomorrow, isn't it, Hats? First night.
Yeah.
So. Are you going? I
I'm
presume.
going. It's a bit of a palaver. You've got to book and things like that.
Forgive us with the showbiz chat, folks. We thought we'd just.
Yeah, I mean, really, they're talking about the Groucho, for God's sake.
But it's opening tomorrow. Come on.
God almighty.
Reopening tomorrow.
Reopening, yeah.
So the two of them chatting together here.
Yeah, John, Hattie and I do the Groucho. It's where we meet normally.
Yeah. I'm not a member of the Groucho Club, and nor is my wife. The last time I went to the Groucho Club, they went, hello. I went, hello, I'm meeting Ruby here. They said, oh, are you? Are you Ed? I went, yes. They said, A, you're not a member. B, nor is Ruby. Here's a bill she didn't pay for last time. Pay it and get out.
Oh, no.
So I went to Black's across the road.
I think I've been asked for a reference for you, Ed, and refused. I think that may be why you John Watson's wife used to be a waitress at the Groucho. I remember her well, John. I know exactly who you mean.
Yeah. Now, the dance routine by Danny, I'm always slightly sad that I speeded it up because it was actually very good. But we speeded it up really for time because he did quite a long routine. Of course, him and Charles decided to do a routine which was way, way longer than I asked for. 15 seconds will do, 45 seconds later.
And he'd already done his dance
Yeah,
bit.
and I didn't want to cut it, so I speeded it up. And I'm not sure whether I should have just tightened it up. I don't know.
To be fair, Ed, Joe Sharples, I don't think they did ban Ed. I think he's never applied. House, which is much more up there.
No, I just didn't pay.
She wouldn't want to be a member of
pay
the
his
club.
bills. That was the problem. Where are you, Ed? Century Club or Soho House? Where's your hang-up?
The Electric, which is around the corner from me.
Much more upmarket.
Well, you could go to the old White City. You could go to the old BBC studios. And
Yeah, well, there's a Soho House in there, isn't it? In the old TV.
Yeah,
centre?
there is. I've been there and I worked it out, and I found out that at the back of one of the bars on the 4th floor by the window, if I sat there, it was exactly the same place where I was production manager on the Late Late Breakfast Show.
wow.
All right, now this
They said
gross.
you're barred, get out.
That is gross.
That is from the speed at which the beer comes out of the glass. That's a trick glass. That's a
Yeah.
But I was thinking about the spitting on the face more than that.
Oh, I know,
Was
I
that in
know.
the script? I think.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. It's
Surely it was.
Not something we'd recommend doing.
Not hers. Yeah. Not something she just did.
Yeah. Not recommended currently to do that in the
We're in
past, or
conversation
in fact
with
ever.
I don't think it would have been allowed.
Sticky floors are grosser than beer on the face. I agree. There used to be a lot of clubs in Manchester where the carpet was so sticky you felt like Spider-Man going to and you think, put that on the ceiling and the walls, you can fit twice as many people in here.
Hats, did you know when you eventually did audition for Series 3, did you know that actually there were lots of people competing at that point, even though you'd already...
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did, because I'm quite good at reading upside down. That used to help me for my normal jobs, because then I could say what I'd done and where I'd been and stuff like that. So I used to read my application form upside down. So I think Janine, the only way I remember, I think Janine Davitsky was on it.
Yeah.
God and Jesus, which I think was a double act at the time. I don't know which one to have. I can't remember who else, but I know it was blokes and women. That's what I kind of wanted to ask you. Do you remember who else was on the list?
I do remember
About a dozen.
Janine, and she didn't sort of latch into it like you did.
She is very deadpan. She plays that slow deadpan very well, but she wasn't quite the same. Well, I worked with Janine, obviously, on Benidorm, and she's a fantastic comic actress.
Yeah.
Yes, John, I do remember Andrew Christie very well. He was the gaffer at Complete Video, which was the company set up by Jasper Carrott and Paul Smith, which Ed and I used extensively.
Paul Smith, now one of the richest men in the world.
One of the richest men in the world, because he has the rights to Millionaire. Well, he did have, he sold them.
Oh, yeah.
What happened was, interestingly, the last pilot for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, ITV refused to pay for it all in the end, and he was so desperate to get it doing, and they invested so much time and effort into it, he remortgaged his house to pay for the for the final pilot.
Paul and I were runners together. I've known him since we were literally kids. And he has made an absolute shed load of money from Millionaire. But always remember, when you learn that fact, that he did have to go home to his wife one night and say, I have had to remortgage the house because I've had to guarantee to ITV that I'll share the cost if this one doesn't work, because the first pilot really didn't work at all.
And because I used to write for Jasper Carrott, do odd sketches.
Yes, you did.
And Mike Whitehair, doesn't it? Mike White.
Mike Whitehall.
Mike
Keep
Whitehall.
it Mike. Get it right. But one of them writes Peaky Blinders, doesn't he?
That's right. Now he writes. Steve. Sorry,
Steve.
Yeah, so Mike, I tell you what happened. Mike Whitehall, after they made a phenomenal success of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, he retired at about the age of 36, and Steve Knight went on to direct a very good film with Tom Hardy, and then he went on to do lots of stuff with.
Did Peaky Blinders. So Steve Knight is a writer and director and has done some phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, he has. Blast his eyes.
Apparently, Ed, we forgot to change the Arnold stickers on the wall.
Yeah, it still says Arnold.
Well,
where's Donna? Where's Donna?
Donna!
Well spotted, gang. Oh, look, this is funny. Oh, the baby scutters.
I'll do the
Yeah,
piece
but
about
is
at the
that the
end,
male or
I'll
the
explain it
female
to him.
stutter that got pregnant there? Is that another mistake? I'm not
Well, we don't know. We weren't present at the birth.
sure.
So now here we are back in time in a pregnancy kit, circa 1980 something.
That's a lovely outfit
And
Danny's
the
wearing.
detectives that we're talking about now with Jasper, that was one of your shows, Ed, wasn't it? You did detectives with Jasper.
Yeah, yeah. I did a couple of series of that. I have to say that before he made a fortune, Paul Smith really had to struggle to keep that company afloat
He did.
and to make what he wanted to make. He was very clever. And his editing suite, so it was complete video. And
Oh, it completely, it was like walking into a Los Angeles edit suite, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was.
He used to import radio tapes, 24-hour
Yeah.
radio tapes from an LA radio station. You walked in and there was this, hey, it's a lovely day down at Pasadena today. And
yeah, absolutely.
hot
Absolutely.
dogs, and it was a fantastic place to edit, especially if your last editing experience was the bowels of Television Centre.
Oh, absolutely. You know, people bought you a cup of tea and things like that.
Oh my God, bottle of wine in the evening, menus from local restaurants.
Well, I don't remember that.
I used to have one of those baby scutters, by the way, and I don't know whatever happened to it.
One of
How
those
can
baby
you
scutters.
lose a baby scutter?
I lost one when we moved. I had absolutely had one of those, and I lost it when we moved.
Scutter lives matter.
Yes, Mark Bonner gave a very good impression of Paul Smith in Quiz. I loved
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It was good, wasn't it?
And I thought that Mark Bonner was very good as Paul.
Yeah. It was slightly scary to watch all those people you know.
Well, he is slightly scary to work with, Paul. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't muck around with Paul.
And that was the end of the series. And yes, it was terrifying leaving it with that cliffhanger. And we'll talk about when we come to
So
season.
if you're watching on Amazon, because it's the end of the series, you get a chance to see all the credits as opposed to it banging into the next episode.
I hate it when they do that. They zoom into a tiny little stamp size
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it is interesting. You leave so many things unresolved there because, in fact, unbelievably now when we look back at it again, but the recommission to 3 was actually the most dangerous point in the saga of Red Dwarf because series 2 was commissioned while 1 was already on the air. It just flowed straight through. And yet, when you look at series 2 and how strong it is, it's amazing to remember that actually it was quite a battle to get 3 recommissioned. I mean, there was quite a bit of doubt. I think probably controllers changed at BBC Two at the time, and it wasn't a straight given. And yet you'd left all this up in the air. I mean, was that part of a hook to say to them, "You've got to bring it back"?
No. I mean, we thought if they don't commission us for another series, then we don't have to worry about it.
You can just drink lager and eat curry for your own enjoyment.
I must admit, towards the latter part of the episode, when I first read it, I thought, how does he give birth then? You know, and every hideous sort of thought went through my mind about how a man would give birth to a child. But then when Rimmer goes cesarean, then I went, oh yes, of course, that's how it's done.
I think too much thinking there. Too much.
Yeah.
You don't want to go there.
Yeah.
So, folks, this thing behind me is actually called the Antiverse, and it's got an interesting story. Apparently, a weather station in the Antarctic was sending up weather balloons, as they do all the time, but on a particular day of the year for 3 consecutive years, they got rubbish data back. They couldn't make any sense of the data that they were getting, and it happened one year, and they thought it was just a glitch, and a second, and then the third year when it happened, they really investigated this data in some detail, and they could not explain it. The only explanation that made any sense at all was that it was the universe going in reverse. Things that they thought would have been going up out of the Earth, radiation or whatever, was in fact going back into the Earth. It was in fact a parallel universe or an antiverse. And this is the pictorial image that inspired somebody to do. So I think if you Google antiverse, you'll find this.
Well, Joe and Ian have Googled it, and apparently it's a universe that's full of ants.
There you go, an antiverse. I just think that's an amazing story. If you look at
Yeah,
the
it's
parallel
stunning.
universe,
Is there
and
an
this is-
uncle verse as well?
is what
Is there an uncle verse as well?
antiverse, yeah, is an uncle verse.
Do you think, but this was over the pole though, was it, Paul? Rather than
Antarctica, well, somewhere over the Antarctic waste, yes.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
Baffled us all into silence with
I'm
silence.
really-
Yeah, we start looking at the chat box, and then we all just go quiet. Yeah, absolutely. So that was,
Alright, guys.
that was the end of the series, and that was a good cliffhanger to hang on. Of course, you never addressed it properly.
On the whole, I haven't seen that for 30 years, and that series, and I was really impressed.
Yeah.
With the quality of it. I mean,
Can I just say, though, with that last episode, when I first read it, and I thought it's a parallel universe, and there's female listeners and female rimmers, I thought, oh no, I know what they're going to ask me to do. They're going to dress up Chris and Craig as women, and I'm going to have a split-screen frenzy.
Oh, wow.
That was my first thought. I thought, this is it, the final split screen.
ooh, but you know what? That would be fun, wouldn't it? Except Craig would make
Cleverer
it
than
not
that, because how much better was it to have Suzanne Bertice, for example, doing the Rimmer
Yeah, for sure.
with all Chris's brilliance than to have Chris just brought a new. And also, I think it's funny to have a genuine woman doing those lines.
Absolutely. It was just when I first read it, I thought, oh God, I know what they're going to do.
Did you have to go by Edwina By for those sections of recording?
Yes, exactly right. I did, and I wore a gingham dress.
And Michelle Agnew. Don Di Stefano. Don Di Stefano would be a mafia don, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but you were Paul, though, weren't you, at the
I
time?
was called many times. That's the different story.
You'd have to go to Amsterdam, folks, for details on
That
that.
was definitely what happens in Manchester stays in Manchester. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Did we fly up there? This is what I was trying to remember. Did we fly up there?
Well, it was a variety of things. If generally no, what we would do is we rehearse in the acting rehearsal rooms, and then we get on a coach, and the coach would take us up there.
Yeah, I
We'd
know.
stay a couple of nights,
It's left from the Hilton. You had to bring it back on the Friday, didn't you?
and then after the recording, we get back on the coach and go back to.
Yeah, that was
we all
series
remember that.
3. That was series 3 up Manchester. But I thought for that one episode.
No, Hat. I think
Did you
just to
ever
fool
fly?
you because you're a guest artist, we flew you on a private jet. But normally, with a normal,
Oh God, Air Force One. I remember.
you were on Air
I
Force.
had a weird recollection that we did do that, but Craig kept missing the plane or something.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. And that's why I thought when I
it
came in
depended.
series
Guys, why
3,
would we have done
we
that?
were
It'd be
going by
much-
coach.
It'd be much more expensive and much less efficient. I mean, if we had a coach
Oh, why do I
outside,
do that then?
we had a coach outside Northampton rehearsal rooms. We knew where you were. We could lock you on the coach
Yeah.
and deliver you to the hotel.
And then the coach would be waiting outside the TV studios on RAP, and then we go back to London.
Ed,
Yeah. No, I remember that for series 3, but just 2.
didn't you do what I used to do? When I did Filthy Rich and Cat Flap in Manchester, for some reason we must have been going out very close to recording. So I had to edit the next day. So I used to have a car waiting outside for me. And I slept on the back seat back to London. I was driven straight home because
Yeah.
I had to be in a television centre on the next morning to start the edit. Didn't you have that as well?
No, what we did two things. Is that on this, Ed wouldn't, I think at that stage, would start to do an
Start without you.
offline, and I'd join him halfway through the following day, and then we go into an edit. But when we used to do Red Dwarf, when we first moved to Shepperton, there was a truck, and we'd shoot the thing in the truck, and then the truck would turn into an edit suite, and I would edit till about 3 a.m. and then start rehearsals for the main show the next day. That was a killer. That was a killer. But yeah, no, I think I would join the following day, like halfway through the day when he compiled the takes together.
There's a few people asking about the cliffhangers. Somebody said I always do cliffhangers. This is a great story, and I believe it to be true. There was a comic strip, an adventure comic strip that was syndicated in America in the 20s,
Oh, I know this.
and the newspaper magnate fired the comic writer, and so for his last strip, he had the hero sent underwater in chains in concrete with boots up, and then buried him under a landslide. And he said, "Good luck with that." And so he went away, and eventually the newspapers come back to him and say, "All right, we can't get out of it. Come back and save us." So he came
Pay you
back.
what you like.
And what he did was the first strip said, "With one mighty leap, he was free. And that's always, you know, so
Well,
you're always going to be able to get out of a cliffhanger
Well, that
somewhere.
is so weird. We must be just of the same age because I absolutely have heard that story before. And it
Jack,
wasn't
his
you.
name was Jack.
Jack with it, okay.
Yeah,
You and I have never,
Jack was free.
you and I have never discussed it, but absolutely, that's a. I
But
don't
whether it
think-
happens or not, it's an interesting
I
lesson, I
think,
think.
well, look, the fact
For any of
that-
you who are writers out there,
it is
Yeah,
a
like
lesson for
I woke
writers.
up, it was all a dream.
It would have been fun to start the next episode with Craig sweating on a table somewhere, and you think, "Oh my God, he's giving birth," and you actually pull out to find out he's got an ingrown toenail. That's nothing to do with it.
Or he just ate a very hot vindaloo.
Yeah. Just recovering from a really hot vindaloo. Very good.
Well, you always had with this anything can happen setting for Red Dwarf. You always had that threat at the end of a series, didn't you? If anybody been difficult or new contract negotiations were going badly, you could always just put a crash at the end of a given series.
well, when the cast, and Hattie's excluded from this, of course, because she always behaved, but when they were misbehaving a little bit, I would just go up to them and go, did the trick. You could do
Given
anything.
our revered business partner by this time would have been Charles Armitage, I would just love to put Charles in the position of, think at the end of The Young Ones where the bus goes over the cliff and it crashes.
Yeah.
Now, guys, who wants to be in series 3?
But it was like that one. Oh, I hate to say the name in case I get it wrong. Where it was all a video machine.
Oh yeah, the
Back to reality, is it?
Yeah.
No, is that right?
Yeah, back to reality. Yeah.
I was going to say that. Yeah, I remember you were kidding us all that you were bringing in a new generation. You were going to have Red Dwarf, the next generation.
Paul was furious when he read this. It's a great script, but you can't do this. You can't just change. And when he got to the end, it was all
So, guys, just a quick update on some housekeeping stuff. Thank you, those of you who joined us last week for Waiting for Godot. It was, I have to say, a bit of a special and lovely event. We raised about £33,000 for the Royal Theatre Fund. And by
Yeah, so thanks all you guys.
Thank you, everybody who did come. It was sold out, so, great that you got in. We're not sure what their plans are to do more, but we'll let you know as soon as we know. As far as our shows are concerned, as I think we've already said, next week, we finished Series 2 now. Next week, we're going to do a music special with the legend that is Howard Goodall. I'm hoping, actually, I haven't quite heard back from him, but he has said a month or so
He
ago.
said he'll do it.
He said he'd do it, so I'm hoping he will come back.
He hasn't said no, so we're thinking that's got to be yes.
We're thinking that's going to be yes. So we're hoping to join you next week, not with an episode. You don't have to line up your DVDs. We'll be talking to Howard. The week after, we're going to do another Lockdown Theatre.
Hey, yeah, guys, come on, big up Howard in the chat, and I'll send it to him.
Yes, big up Howard in the chat. Tell him how much you want to, because then if he says no, we can actually send it to him and say, look what you're doing to
these
hardworking,
poor people.
loyal.
Look, it's going crazy.
That's
Nice
what
one,
we
guys.
want, guys. Howard, that's it. We're going to send him that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Brilliant work, guys.
It made him stone not to do that.
So hopefully you'll see him next week as a result of that onslaught. The week after, we're going to do another Lockdown Theatre. It's another Rob script, written this time with a fantastic writer and stand-up called Hills Barker. We haven't
And it's
quite-
about a virus.
It's about a
over the
virus
country.
attacking England.
And I
Who
completely
is Howard
forgot.
Goodall? Yeah, we'll have to edit that one out, Peter Jones. Thank you very much. So that's the following week. And then, guys, we are going to take a wee summer break. It's hopefully the lockdown's lifting a bit. That's not to say we don't expect it to come back in the autumn, and we want to be fresh and ready for that, and we will be back if we're still in lockdown conditions in the autumn. But we're going to take August off and have a little break. Also, just to say, as you know, we never ask for money for any of these things, but we do fundraise when we do the lockdown theatres. The NHS Just Giving page is going to close now after this broadcast. Shelley's just going to close us. And I think, Shelley, did we get to 2,500 and something?
Yeah, it was over 2,500.
Just over 2,000. So again, a huge thank you to all of you.
That is great, guys, because that's all voluntary. You didn't have to give a penny.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, really nice.
The one more we're going to do, we just feel that the climate's moved on a little bit, and the NHS has not by any means plain sailing, but has come through the storm. And at the moment, our business, our entertainment business, and the people we all work with all the time, Holly will be the first to tell you, their business has just evaporated overnight. There are no comedy clubs, there are no theatres, there are no music venues. It is an absolute cataclysmic disaster. And so on the 19th, we'll be raising money for the same fund that we did Godot for, the Royal Theatrical Fund, which Bob Lindsay is president of. And they help all industry workers who've...
Yeah, I mean, for me, the focus has shifted now, and we want to turn our vision to trying to make the future we want, and this will genuinely help people in trouble. There are skills that will die out if we don't do something. There are theatres that will die out if we don't do something.
You know, look, guys, you know how important the cultural society is to the UK, to our own social lives and to its economy. And, you know, just imagine the West End without theatres, and that is actually a possibility, or at least with half the theatres we've got at the moment, which will so diminish us as a society and also as a cultural power in the world.
Yeah, it's not an elitist thing. In the first place, more people go to the theatre than go to football matches in this country. And it also fuels the rest of the entertainment industry. You know, people come into a show, they go to a pub, they go to a restaurant. It generates income for us as well.
All those little comedy clubs, they're all in desperate trouble. And even what they call England's Town Hall, which is actually the Albert Hall, that's in trouble.
The Albert Hall, would you believe
that could close? So that's how serious it is.
That's how serious. Molly is saying that the Nuffield has closed.
Oh, not the Nuffield. Oh, God.
Yeah, it's actually gone already.
Yeah,
well, look, we can do what we can to help, but at least keep, you know, the
you're pointing out that Norman is actually doing a stand-up gig tonight, a virtual stand-up gig, which I think you got on the news sheet that sends around every week. So
and while I remember, guys, 10 o'clock tonight, BBC Two, our own Martin Kemp and Gary in a mockumentary called All True, I think it is, on BBC Two at 10. It's very funny. I've seen it. It's very
Hattie, are you doing any of these virtual gigs? Are you?
Not stand-up gigs, no.
And the other idea, and I'd love to...
Thanks for the opportunity to give me a chance to recommend it, but I'm not, no.
Anytime you're on, let us know.
Nerve-wracking whether Zoom's going to work or not. It's too nerve-wracking.
Listen, hope you'll be with us. I'm not sure, we haven't done the casting yet, but hopefully you'll be with us in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
The other interesting idea is this drive-in comedy that people like Bill are doing. Jason Mountford, I saw the other day, Bill Bailey, where they actually perform live on a stage and in a huge car park, and you drive in like the old American movies.
Yeah, they're doing that at Brent Cross. They've got Reginald D. White tickets.
There you go.
There you go.
People are trying...
Reginald D. Hunter.
That's Elton John, isn't it?
Reginald
That's
D.
half
Hunter.
Elton John and half Reginald D. Hunter.
So guys, I think that's it for today. Hattie, thank you so much for joining us. Any messages to the fans, Hattie? Anything you want to say?
Oh no, thank you. It's great. I just love the fact everyone still loves it after all this time. I'm so lucky to be in it. I just love it. It's brilliant.
It is.
Thank you, everybody.
You are an extraordinary group of fans. It has to be said.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
None like it for anything.
None like it. And we hope to see you in Nottingham or wherever it is at some point in the future, yeah?
Yeah, we will be there.
See you next week with Howard.
And I've got a haircut in half an hour.
God for that.
So excited.
God for that, because that bloody bush every week is...
Oh, no. The Professor Wheato look.
Don't look up the Antiverse, folks. Hope you find it.
All right. Listen, guys, thank you so much. You're such a wonderful bunch of people.
See you.
Thank
See you
you.
next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.